Welcome to Cover number 2. Special thanks to FYUTCH for the song I'm about to play. It is Indigenous Peoples Day, so if you're Indigenous, this is for you.
One earth, one people, one love. 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 Welcome back to Mr. Harold's music class. We used to celebrate Columbus Day, but now we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. First off, let's define indigenous, the native people, original inhabitants, living on every single continent. Then somebody shows up and says, I discovered it. How can you discover somewhere already found, or take credit for a place that's already around, like Hernán Cortés or Hernando de Soto, Ponce de Leon or Francisco Pizarro? It all started with Christopher Columbus, Europe's obsession with Western discovering, with big dreams as wild an Italian was searching for gold in the East Indies Islands. Long ago, 1492, we all know the story, he sailed the ocean blue. But here's what I didn't learn in school. After landing in the Bahamas, he treated people cruel. The Taínos are peaceful people. When Cuba, Haiti, DR, Jamaica, Puerto Rico. Even though they welcomed him with open arms, he committed genocide and unspeakable evil. I wish that's where the story ends, but colonization is a sickness that spreads. Speaking of sickness, literal diseases, smallpox, chickenpox, and the measles. I wonder how history would change if explorers were peaceful when they came, learned native customs, cultural exchange, didn't force religion and no one was enslaved. Aztecs, Incas might have lived longer, from South America to Canadian borders, Cherokee, Sioux, Apache, and Navajo, Iroquois, Chippewa, Choctaw, Pueblo. The list goes on. So many tribes, so many stories, so many lives. Show love to the indigenous ones, from ancestors to those still alive. Sing! One earth, one people, one love. 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 So thank you for watching Mr. Harold's music class. Until next time, peace, love, and shabam. So now I'm going to teach you the sign language for one earth, one people, and one love. First, let's start with one earth.
So, I wanted you guys to hear that because I get Indigenous Day all kinds of mixed up thanks to Google and Wikipedia. I want y'all to understand something. As a person who's mixed, I didn't get to celebrate a lot of historical stuff towards like Cherokee ancestry. So I'm making up for it now in my adult life. In my child life, I was given stories and stuff, but only from one side of my Native American history. If I wasn't recording, I would have licked that plate. That's called keeping that shit real. If I wasn't recording, I honestly, truly to God, I would have flicked the shit out of that plate to get the rest of that Tostito cheese off. So I hope that song literally touching some small truths about America and other places that have been conquered that people have said that they discovered. So I'm gonna go into a second video on that so I can lick that plate. But mostly I want to talk to y'all because you have to understand that a lot of people's cultures have been taken from them historically. Same thing with the song said they were looking for gold and the stuff, but they also were searching for the fountain of youth, which they missed the mark, because technically I strongly believe seriously and periodically that the fountain of youth is in China, and it's probably buried beneath the terracotta soldiers, but that's just between you, me, and a conspiracy. But a lot of cultures have been destroyed due to indoctrination of this country, due to let's see if I can say this politically correct. I can't. Due to save the man, kill the Indian. You guys probably should Google that. It's a thing. And I sit there and I said, this is probably why I don't know that much about my Cherokee heritage on both sides. My grandmother and her mother left the reservation before I existed. So I'm very proud of my Cherokee heritage, regardless of how much of it I know. But you know, you should probably all be proud of your heritage regardless. But for Indigenous Day, I wanted to do something special. Sadly, it's raining outside, which is why I didn't get to record last night, or the night before that, or the night before that, or the night before that. But either or, you know, I'm gonna do some other videos on Indigenous Day, but this one and the second one will be probably a little bit more important, where the other ones will probably be on your midst of fantasy and stuff. But yeah, Indigenous Day. I want to thank this young man for making that song because it was fairly factual. But also, you know, when we look at Indigenous people, we don't give them the credit they deserve. We don't give them excuse me, the rights that they've earned, the rights that were taken from them when this country was taken from them. We also don't think about our personal connection with Indigenous people. Me, part Cherokee, I often wonder what the world would be like if slavery didn't exist, if all nations was one nation and never let other people into this country. Where would we be? Hell, where would Canada be? Where would South America be? I wouldn't be multicultural. No. It's a strong possibility that, genetically speaking, and this is just speculation, if I didn't have white ancestors or black ancestors and I was full-blooded Cherokee, where would we be? Here's an answer for that. And the answer is probably no different than right now. Because just like in all things, when you have a hierarchy, the hierarchy generally leads the people and then the people follow. So when I get to the next video, I'm going to actually mention this hierarchy and something in the United States Constitution that kind of messed me up. And it's been a question that I have been asking my government teacher, and she has answered it, and I can't give you her answer, but I understand her answer. I'm not too fond of her answer, and I'm also not too fond of how this shit all plays out. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Be seeing you, and I'm gonna lick that plate.